Big news, folks, out of the state of Illinois. The Illinois Supreme Court has struck down a series of taxes by Cook County, that's the county with Chicago in it, that specifically tax firearms and ammunition. You see, since 2012, Cook County is has been levying a tax of $25 on every firearm sold in the county, on top, by the way, of generally applicable sales taxes. And that county, since 2015, has added a similar special tax on every round of ammunition sold there. But this week, guess what happened? The Illinois Supreme Court stood up and said that these laws are illegal under state law in Illinois, and these taxes have now been struck down after a multi-year fight by an organization that led the battle called Gun Save Life. So let's congratulate in this video Gun Save Life on a well-deserved victory, and let's talk about the basis of this decision and how this basically teaches all of us in the United States that our Second Amendment rights should not be up for sale. The Illinois Supreme Court came down hard this week on this gun tax in Cook County, Illinois. Remarkably, there was not a single vote on the Illinois Supreme Court that supported the notion of the legality of this tax. And what's interesting, of course, is that Illinois is one of the most gun control happy places in the United States. We know that Cook County, which passed this tax, could not muster a single Illinois Supreme Court justice's sympathy for its tax on the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. So what was in the court's opinion, a copy of which I will attach to the description below? Well, first I want to say something. They don't talk a lot about the Second Amendment, but surprisingly, the Illinois Supreme Court chose not to comment on the Second Amendment itself. Instead, what the court did was very slick. The Illinois Supreme Court went for a different strategy. It used something called the uniformity clause, which basically meant that all the taxes in the state of Illinois had to be administered fairly and evenly. And the court found that this gun tax simply did not pass that muster. You see, the court looked at the other taxes that they've struck down in the past. Take, for example, the Illinois Supreme Court's own case on a marriage tax in Boynton, which the court cites in its opinion. There, the court struck down a $10 tax on marriage license. And why did they do that? Well, back then they said, well, you see, once it is conceded that the state has the power to single out marriage for special tax consideration, there's no limit on the amount of the tax that may be imposed. But what about the Second Amendment? And what about the right to bear arms in the state of Illinois? What was said about that? Well, there was a concurrence in this decision, and this concurrence by one judge specifically mentioned that the law should have been overturned under the Illinois Constitution's analog to the Second Amendment. As this judge described in his decision, again, this decision I'm linking below so you can read it yourself, make sure I'm telling you the truth, check it out. This is what he writes, quote, "I believe that the majority's analysis wrongly leaves the door open for a municipality to enact a future tax on firearms or ammunition that is more narrowly tailored to the purpose of ameliorating the cost of gun violence. The only problem with that approach is that it would still violate the Illinois Constitution." Those are not my words, those are the words of an Illinois Supreme Court judge, okay? And he's right, by the way. And hopefully, if Chicago ever comes back with another law like this, a gun tax, if you will, we can count on the Illinois Supreme Court to adopt this analysis and settle the matter once and for all. Let's wrap up. Any case in favor of gun owners and gun rights is a big win, right? It's an exciting day and a good day. And this decision showed Cook County that its arbitrary and unconstitutional ordinances can and will be fought against by those who protect and support the Second Amendment's right to keep and bear arms. So again, kudos to the plaintiffs who fought this case and who have litigated this case for years. Congratulations to them. I think it's important to mention that this victory also underscores potentially the lasting effects of the federal judicial appointments across the era of President Donald Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. You see, it's quite possible, and again, I'm speculating here a little bit, that the Illinois Supreme Court justices look down the chessboard and they decide to stay away from ruling on the Second Amendment because they may have feared, don't know this for a fact, it's speculation, but it's possible that they feared that if they had ruled against the gun rights plaintiffs, that there could have been an appeal to the United States Supreme Court on this tax question, because as you know, under the federal Constitution, poll taxes on, let's say, voting are generally viewed as unconstitutional. So it seems to me, by analogy, poll taxes on, specifically targeting the right to bear arms, the right to buy guns, the right to buy ammunition, could very well be struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court on the federal grounds, no different than poll taxes on, at the ballot box where you have to pay to vote. Right? So it's quite possible that these justices or judges on the Illinois Supreme Court were fearful of what might happen if they ruled in favor of the tax and allowed for the gun rights proponents to take an appeal, if they were going to do so, to the U.S. Supreme Court, and then wake up one morning with the U.S. Supreme Court slapping down the Illinois Supreme Court for essentially embracing and allowing the violation of the Second Amendment and the U.S. Constitution. Okay, well, hopefully today you learned a little bit something, folks. And again, thanks for watching us here at the Four Boxes Diner, where we serve hot, fresh Second Amendment news and analysis, of course. And if you'd like what you heard, please subscribe and help us spread the word. And again, we thank you, and we'll see you again soon here at the Four Boxes Diner.
Orders up. Table 2A.